In this video, we are going over my cubing predictions from last year, and today we're going to see if I achieved them or not. Starting off with 2x2, last year I was averaging 6.4 seconds, and I predicted that I would average high 5 now. I outdid myself on this one because I do average sub 5, so that's a check mark. And for my goals for next year, all I want to do is maintain sub 5 because I don't really care about 2x2. Moving on to 4x4, this time last year I was averaging 1 minute and 30 seconds. And I predicted that I would average 1 minute 5 seconds now. I also outdid myself on this one because I averaged 55 seconds. And for my goals for next year, all I want to do is drop a few seconds, so about 53. Moving on to the next event, we have Scube, and this time last year I was averaging 14.5 seconds, and I wanted to get sub 12. And I kinda succeeded. I averaged like 12 flat, so we'll call that a check. Next up is Megaminx. And I was averaging 3 minutes flat, and I wanted to get sub 3 this year. And I far surpassed my expectations because now I average 1 minute and 40 seconds. And for my goals for the next year, I guess I'll get sub 130. The next event is one-handed, and I was averaging 48 seconds. And I wanted to average sub 38, which, let's just say I far surpassed that goal because I average 23 seconds. And this year, all I want to do is get sub 23, is Pyraminx. And I wrote down question mark. And I wanted to get sub 9. And I also surpassed my expectations on this one because I average about 8 seconds. And the final event that I wrote down was 3x3. I was averaging 21 seconds, and I said that by the end of the year, I wanted to average 18. This goal I absolutely blew out of the water because now I average mid 12s. I used to be sub 12, but then I kind of regressed a little bit. And for next year, I hope to average low 11s. But this year I learned 3 new events, which are 5x5, clock, and square 1. So in the middle of the year, I wrote a prediction for square 1, where I said I average 29-ish, and I want to get 23 seconds. And I also surpassed my expectations on this one because I average about a mid 18. And for next year, I want to average 16 seconds. For 5x5, I average about 2 minutes 35 seconds, and I don't really care about 5x5 because I don't like big cubes, so hopefully I'll get sub 230, but that's if I touch a 5x5 at all this year. And for the last event that I learned, which is clock, I average about 21, and hopefully I'll get sub 20, but I don't really care about clock either. And finally, I have 3 cubing related goals for next year. First of all, I want to learn how to solve a 3x3 blindfolded. I've been putting this off forever. Also, next year, I want to attend 3 or more competitions. And also, on this channel, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by next year. So help me out with that goal and subscribe, and I will see you next Friday.